Remember what I said last time.
What'd you say last time?
Don't be a bitch.
Welcome back to the 2% Podcast. We are back for part 2 of our episode with Enrique Bradfield, our special guest from Vanderbilt.
Yeah, y'all better go back because that's not the real experience.
Yeah.
Did y'all like? If I can talk about it, well, I can now. Did y'all get some free shit?
Of course.
Yeah, I was say, like the vendors and everything. Like they mess with the kids.
Yeah, how was that when y'all walked in? Was all the stuff spread out on y'all bed and all that?
No, what they did was they ended up calling us down into a room because you got to go down and we had to sign like all the posters, all the plaques, do all that stuff for our community because I know like they give a lot of the stuff away and they do a lot of stuff like that. But after we did that, then they brought us into another room and had everything laid out. Like we had shoes, slides, shirts, these pretty sick like Omaha shirts that I hadn't seen, nobody knew about. So they hooked us up. Jackets, sweatshirts, raincoats.
We got a bag here, bro. I got jackets. We ain't get
backpack.
Nothing. They got everything. We ain't get nothing.
I came back with a lot more than I left.
What did we get?
Bro, and they didn't even lay it out. We had to go down because we went Evo Shield. We had to go down in the room, and then Nike came in the room as well. Yeah, and they gave us the little backpack, and it had 2 shirts, the Bill Belichick gray like pullover.
That's hard though. I like that.
It was. Did y'all get batting gloves?
No.
Y'all didn't get batting gloves?
We didn't get batting gloves either.
Batting gloves.
We only got Evo Shield. We got an elbow guard and a shin guard. We got
you got the towel. You got the straps.
Yeah.
On the,
you got the straps.
I use my same leg guards and just switch out the straps. Yeah. That's all I did. But Evo Shield hooked us up with some nice stuff. I don't think the Nike people came through. I remember going down to DeMarini and seeing the guy with the gloves, Asha, who comes by every year. Seeing him, and he was showing us some prototypes that he had.
Was he in Omaha? Or
he was in Omaha. Oh, so he was in Omaha at the Wilson stand, and he was showing this prototype that he had been working on. This is the 1810 now. Yeah. I don't even know if they sell the model now, but last year was the first year that they kind of like opened it up, and they gave it to us first. So like all the outfielders from the 22 team last year, we have a prototype that I don't think anybody else has. Like I may be wrong, but I know we're the first guys to get it because they hadn't offered it to anybody else. Yeah. So that's my black and purple glove that I had.
Y'all was going a little crazy with the colors. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. You know what I did this year?
Yeah, I saw what you did.
All right, yeah.
I ain't gonna break it to the people yet, but I saw what you did.
I ain't gonna lie, I saw him like, okay.
Yeah.
Nah,
okay, I see.
There were some that I saw. It wasn't this year, but like 2 years ago, I was like
crazy.
Yeah, I was like, y'all doing way too much.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny because we kind of the younger guys like that's your only glove.
Facts.
That's your only glove. You're gonna use that the entire year. Training, games, rain, doesn't matter. You're going to use it because you have to.
Yeah.
So I always give them advice. I'm like, don't do anything crazy or stupid that you're going to hate to look at in 3 months when you need it.
Facts.
So don't do anything crazy. But it's like, this is my 3rd glove that I'm getting from school, and I have a couple others that I like using. So I have like 5 or 6. And I kind of just...
Yeah,
I like rotating out. I do what I want. Yeah. I talked to Rock a lot about like gloves and stuff because he was like one of the first people when I got there that I saw him with the all red glove that he had, and then he had like the tan and purple. Yeah. So he started mixing colors. I'm like, we do everything so team based. I was like, my glove is probably like the only thing I can have that's a different color that I'm like really enjoying. So
I'm gonna say, of course, allowed that.
Yeah, he's slow. Right. Because I remember my freshman year.
It was.
Yeah, he was all there. I got away with a little. It was kind of like team color. I had like different colors on, man, but it was like team colors though.
Yeah.
Usually they were trying to make it was super traditional.
The most team color glove I had is my freshman glove, which was white and black.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because I had the black and purple, and I had the all blue one, and I have an all red glove too. Yeah. So I just kind of like. I like looking at different things. Like for me, a glove that's one color looks the best. So like when I thought about this year, I'm like, something about that blue that looks nice to me, and it's gonna pop.
Yeah. Sneak peek. Yeah. You just told him.
The cat is out of the bag.
Talk about this new thing that's going on, NIL. Kind of explaining it a little bit and how that has impacted the college game and the athletes coming. How it's going to impact the athletes coming up.
Yeah, NIL is name, image, and likeness. It gives athletes like me the opportunity to make money off our name, to partner with companies. And it's like I've been fortunate enough to be able to build myself up as a name through Vanderbilt, basically, and through our media team and the promotions they've done for me, that I've been able to gain a following to where companies want to work with me.
Yeah.
So it's just basically partnering with company. You can get product, you can get money. It doesn't really matter, and you kind of do what you want to do and work with who you want to work with. So that's pretty cool. It's a big step up from the NCAA not allowing anything. So I think it's good for athletes to be able to do that if they have the following, to be able to be, in college, you're going to want to have fun. You're going to spend money on food. You got other things you got to take care of.
Yeah, for sure.
And food is probably the biggest thing I spend money on. So just having some money extra on the side to be able to, even if I got to pay something for school, I can help my parents out and help my family do it. So just that's probably the nicest thing about it. But it's changing the game a lot because now you have kids coming out of high school and they're like, I'm going to this place because they're giving me a NIL deal when I get there. And it's like, that's cool. But at the same time, you got to do what's best for you. Yeah. And if that's best for what they want, so be it. Like that's going to be, but it's not something you're going to make. And at least in baseball, you're going to make an incredible amount of money on. You have cats making top dollars.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not football. It's not basketball. Yeah, so you're not getting the $1 million deals. You're not high in the hundreds of thousands, like nothing crazy like that. So you kind of just got to be smart. It's like I would have never, if I was in this position now, I would never go somewhere just based off an NIL deal. That's just me.
Yeah.
Because this is not what I'm just trying to maximize now. Like I have dreams, I have goals of going to the next level and doing the same thing I'm doing right now. So like I got to put myself in the best position to do that.
Yeah.
It's like the NIL is kind of like an accessory for me. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but I'm not going to spend all my time focusing on it because I got to get better and be able to perform on the field.
Nah, facts. I'm glad you pointed that out because that's what most kids with this social media era, they looking at that like NIL, but they missing the whole point. Why? The reason why you getting NIL is because of what you're doing.
If you can't perform, you're not going to get NIL, and that's just a simple fact.
The balance has to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Do you feel like, I guess just sticking with that topic, I hear like the downfalls to it, or like you just said, like different sports are getting paid differently. Do you feel like how do you feel about that, as like baseball isn't going to get the same dollar amount as football or basketball, but then you're at certain schools, it might not be so football dominant there, basketball dominant, like it might differ there. Do you think that should weigh in on the dollar amount for certain sports?
I don't think so. Like for me, it doesn't. I don't really have a problem with any of that. Everybody kind of looks at college football as king, like here, like in the country. So it's like
it brings in the most money.
They make the most money as well. So like if they have the resources to be able to pay a kid $1 million for a deal, that's just what it is. And it's like that really doesn't bother me. It's like I don't really care about it. Some people might, but I don't really see a difference.
Do you feel like the harmony in the team, I guess like for you guys, do you think that, because I know another thing was, how's somebody going to feel when so-and-so is making this and they're not making that? Do you think that has affected teams or teams you've been on in any way?
They haven't affected teams I've been on, but I'm sure they affect teams elsewhere. Just like kind of the culture and like the environment that we have, like that's not something that's really going to come into play. It's like everybody's kind of focused on doing their own thing. And at the same time, it's like we're doing certain things as a team too. So we have like certain team deals and that we're doing. So certain guys have different things coming in, but for the most part, it's pretty much like whatever you're able to do is like, no, I'm not gonna look at somebody else and be like, well, why am I not getting that?
Facts.
And the same for somebody looking at me, and that's just kind of the way we've been able to build our culture and our team.
Yeah.
We don't really have too many problems like that in the locker room.
So talk a little bit more in detail about how the deal is done. You mentioned earlier you can, I don't know if you say you can either do, hey, I want the money, or product. Is that like negotiated? Can you choose? Like, how does that conversation go about?
Yeah. For me, my actual advisor is my NIL advisor.
Okay.
So I have the same person handling majority of my stuff.
Yeah.
I told him when the process first opened up, I want to be as hands-off on this process as I can. I gave him a list originally of companies I had interest in working with. Besides that, the marketing team at the company reached out to all these brands. Hey, we have this player. He'd want to like work with you. He has this following. And from there, it's up to the brand to decide if they want to work with us. But it's kind of you, like your people, or you even on social media are sending a message. And then from there, if the brand has interest, then they want to work with you. They'll get back and they'll be like, hey, we're proposing 5 social media posts for this dollar amount, and then some product, or for some product. A lot of companies now still are, since it's very new, they're not doing high like money like deals. So they're just giving away their product for a social media post, and all you gotta do is like post like thank you to this company. But everything's negotiable. There's been some pretty cool deals. Like I've worked with Bose. I've got some product, and I've got some other things as well. Dick's Sporting Goods the same. And then Gatorade was like, that was like the first main thing I really did. Yeah. So that was pretty cool for me. But everything's open. You can negotiate anything. You just got to kind of weigh your options as far as what you want.
Speaking of Gatorade,
shout out.
You look to our right here. We got the Gatorade. All right. You got all these new drinks coming out, all these other sports drinks. I'm not going to name them, but staying loyal to the brand. You know, it's been here since the beginning. You know, so Gatorade, you know.
You never know.
Okay. You know, so let's talk about your toughest pitcher, you know, you face or seen. Maybe not face him, or you saw him. You know, you looked at that guy like he's a dude. You know, so like if you got one or two or a few, you know, name those people.
Yeah, a guy who was tough, Gavin Williams. For sure.
East Carolina.
He's from East Carolina, and I played him in the Super Regional in Nashville in 21. He's like, I think he's like 6'8", so he's pretty big. Shit. He had a hammer, he had a slider, curveball, and he was mixing using all of them. And I just had the toughest day in the box against him. I think I was able to drew a walk in like my first at bat, and I was on base one more time. I think in like the 8th, but I'm not sure if he was still out there or not. But I just remember him being tough dude to face. Beck was really good when we played him. The guy from Oregon State last year, the lefty, Jerpy, he was good. He was somebody who like pitched on short rest and came out of the bullpen and completely wiped us out right there. And it's like we're looking at that as like he pitched 7, I think maybe 6 innings on Friday, and we're like, all right, like we won't have to see him. We got the Oregon State, we got there, we beat him Sunday, we had to beat him again, and we just got in a tough spot, and he came running out from the pen in like the 8th inning.
Like, what?
He was a dog for them. He did work, but like we knew like if we got past Oregon State, that was us going to Omaha right there.
For sure.
And that was just the fact, and it just didn't happen. But those are some pictures that I look at and I'm like, those guys were real dudes.
Yeah. You talked about Ricky Anderson earlier and how you play with that swag, but watching you play, you play with your own confidence and your own swag, and you bring something different to the game. But also, you're a minority ball player and speak on the impact you feel you have as being a minority ball player and how that can help create more to change and get more kids interested in the game of baseball, especially at a place like Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I think for my play style and the energy that I have in my game, it kind of opens people's eyes because it's something that a lot of people haven't seen in a while. Mm-hmm. So I think it helps a younger group of kids who look just like us to be able to watch a game and be like, wow, like that's pretty cool. I want to do that. Mm-hmm. And then that's kind of where it starts. And it's like, even back home, like locally, like my dad's part of a minority baseball group on Facebook. Yeah. And it's just a group that they post like about their kids' like journeys and stuff like that. And it's like, my dad doesn't have any. I'm the youngest in the family. Yeah. So for him to be like in that community, connecting with fathers and like kind of giving them advice, like on my journey, that's pretty cool to see. But that's kind of why, a big reason of why I do what I do as well. Is like I wanna bridge that gap. I wanna make people aware that there's not that many minorities in baseball, and they're all choosing to play sports like football and basketball when you can do it in baseball. And if you just really like it, like just kind of stick with it and enjoy it. You know, people have this connotation like black players are always seen as athletic and a little more raw or less skilled, and it's like I'm trying to change that, and I'm trying to change that like for the culture. And there's a lot of guys at the level right now who I've played with, you guys as well, and who are coming through the ranks now that are really starting to change that narrative. It's like on our team, when I look at our freshmen, I look at guys like RJ Austin and Ray Velasquez as two guys who can come in and change that narrative as well. And those are two kids who are just young, hungry, and they want to be the best, so they're going to go after it.
Nah, 100%, bro. And speaking on baseball, obviously primarily a predominantly white sport, you know, and so speak a little bit on, I know when Kumar was playing, Corbs always talk about, you know, the football background with his dad and how he brings that same type of football mindset to the field of play and how he pitches and the energy that he has, the swag that he has, like that dog. And sometimes he'll scream at you, he'll talk shit, you know.
Sometimes.
Like
you heard him.
And that's like, I don't want to say it's taboo, but it's not traditional baseball. You know, baseball is like the clean cut sport. You know, it ain't like basketball, football where you can get rowdy and like flex your muscles and do all this type of stuff.
You gotta stay composed.
You know, like stay chill, man. Like just don't do too much, you know.
Right.
Like,
even keel.
Yeah. How you feel, or how do you, your thoughts on that? And
I think there's a time and a place for everything.
Yes.
I truly believe in that. But at the same time, like, I'm a very authentic person. So like what you see on the field,
it's real.
Like, it's what you're gonna see off the field. And it's like, if I see something that just doesn't sit right with me, I'm not just gonna take it and eat it. Like I'm gonna let somebody know about it. Yeah. So I feel like in that aspect, you gotta kind of just be open and not out front about it. Like you can't do it in a way that is like condescending, like at times, but you gotta be firm on like what you stand for and what you believe in. And it's like that's just a part of my mindset that I've always like had growing up. It's like you gotta like speak up for what you believe in. So if I feel like somebody comes at me sideways or like something I'm not really feeling, then it turns into what I know. So it's kind of like instincts, and that's really what takes over in like those moments.
But I'm gonna say, I think you and just certain people are bringing an excitement to the game, and not just from he can hit or he can pitch or he can field. That's great, but how you're doing it and like the attitude that you have behind it, and the presence that you have, like you can feel that type of presence. And me watching, and many others where you have a lot of fans, like they love to see, the pounding of the chest, or like you getting excited after a hit, or you stealing 4 bags and you putting the foes up at Tennessee in their face. I'm gonna get loud, okay, in their face. And I'm at home watching it, getting lit, watching that, you know. And so I like seeing, I love to see that, you know, because it's like backyard. It's like with the homies.
Man, talk your shit.
I'm gonna talk it. You feel me? Like, especially the moment calls for it, you know.
Why not?
So like, let it be known. So I guess speak a little bit on, like you said, it's a time and place for that. You know, you gotta pick your moments when to get excited. But like when you feel it, like, do you feel any pressure to not be your authentic self? Cause I'm not gonna ask Jack Leiter to be like Kumar, because he's not. His excitement's not like that. Yeah. You know, so like, and vice versa, you can't ask somebody like you or Kumar, or somebody who naturally gets excited and shows energy, to be subdued. You know.
Yeah, I think I've never had anybody ask me to kind of like
calm it down,
tone it down. Yeah. I think where I've had conversations with people is picking your moments, and it's like you gotta be a little smart about what you do. And it's like,
that's fair.
You gotta know when things are going good and when things are kind of like even. So you gotta kind of weigh your pros and your cons. But I don't think I'll ever change when it comes to that. Mm-hmm. That's just who I am as a person. Like, if I'm excited about something, you'll probably know about it. Yeah. Whether I'm on the field or off the field. So that's just how I am. One of my favorite moments is definitely that Tennessee moment.
Come on now, talk about it. Speak on it.
Let them know.
That's my, I would say, like, that's like my, I'm here, like my coming out party.
What'd you do?
I stole 4 bases on Sunday, and we're at Tennessee, and the series was 1-1.
Got you.
And we came out that day, and I remember being in the hotel, going to meeting. We meet every morning. Mm-hmm. We stayed at the Tennessean, one of the nicest hotels there is.
I ain't never heard of that.
I don't know where we stayed.
Tennessean.
You guys probably ain't stay there, but we stayed there. We stayed there, and that is a beautiful hotel. Yeah. But the meeting room is in a convention center across the street, so you got to come outside, walk across. And the meeting room's like all the way in the back.
I would have definitely missed that.
But this morning, Corbs was sitting in the front on some bench right there. And he was just sitting there. And we all had our stuff were packed on the bus. We went and we just sat in front of him, and he was livid. He was livid because Dave Macias, our first base coach, all weekend he had been hearing like from the what do they call their student section or whatever. The creatures of Lindsay Nelson or something like that.
It's got to be something like
something
that.
Crazy. Yeah. So literally, they had been saying some
slurs.
No, they had been saying some stuff about his wife, his family, and they were just going crazy. But that's just the people of, like in Knoxville with the following. Like that's just how it is. Yeah. So like he was livid about that, and I remember him like getting in front of like all of us, just asking us to sit down for a minute. He's like, "Don't even open your binders. Like, you don't need to take any notes."
That's when you know it's not gonna be good.
Close your binders. You don't
need your binders. And he starts talking, and he just starts yelling, and he's like, "I can't stand like being here. I'm not gonna allow that. I'm gonna go coach first base." So that's what he told us. And then he literally like was like, he stood up. And we all got up right behind him and got on the bus.
Bet, let's ride.
There we went.
That's it.
So we drove down to the stadium.
This Saturday, right? Or
this is Sunday.
Sunday, got you.
On Friday, we went in there and rocked. Yeah. Went like 7 or 8 innings. Threw lights out.
They hit Leiter.
That one kid, Evan Russell, hit 2 home runs.
I remember.
And then
Murphy came in and he hit the grand slam, and that's what opened the game on Saturday. I ain't gonna lie. That was lit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That was lit, bro. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, so that happened.
I got no comment.
On Sunday, that happened in the morning. We roll up to the stadium, and I just remember like getting there. Everybody's got their headphones on. Tennessee's already on the field. They look the usual from Tennessee, like what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
We get in there. We do our thing, get ready to play, and we just looked at each other and we're like,
that's right.
Like, this is it right here. Yeah. Like, we're not going to go back to Nashville with anything to regret. So we went out there, and I was just fortunate to have a good day that day. I was having a great day. I stole second. Mm-hmm. I stole third. Mm-hmm. I got back on. I stole second. Mm-hmm. I stole third.
Yes, sir.
And then when I got to third, I just got up, I got hype, and I just looked at our bunk and I threw up the 4s.
I thought you did it towards Tennessee's dugout.
No, I did it towards ours.
Okay.
So I threw up the 4s.
Yeah.
And Corbs in the moment, he wasn't too happy with me about it. But looking back at it, you can ask him whenever you talk to him. But
he didn't care, bro.
Literally, he was so mad in the moment, and then after he was cool about it. And I know that's his favorite picture because he uses it in a classroom all the time. So that happened. I actually got on again after that. I stole second and had the base.
I thought he was going to do the 5.
I had the base, and I just lost it for a second. Tagged me out, and they reviewed it, and they were like, "Oh, out, whatever." So I was 4 for 5 that day, or else I would probably thrown up a 5th one. But
come on now, you got to.
I remember vividly like waiting for that review, and they had that shortstop, that Australian dude.
Yeah.
Liam Spence.
Liam Spence.
Yeah, that dude was talking crap to me.
Really? Wow.
And the score was at that point was like 10-4.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What are you doing?" Like I remember getting into him, and I was like you shouldn't be talking to me right now, especially when you're talking to me. And I was like, I'm not having that. Yeah. And at that point, like I was a freshman. He might have been like a senior or something because I don't remember him being on last year's team or what. But yeah, I wasn't messing with him. I came back to the bunk and I was livid, like losing my mind because I was so pissed off. But we ended up beating them. Corbs was like, "You guys want to take a shower or no?" And then we were like, "Hell no, like we don't want to take a shower."
Pause.
Nasty water, bro. We got on the bus in our full uniform and rode straight back to Nashville.
That bus smelled like
just like that. Yep. But I remember like 10-year-old and his dad outside the bus just sitting there like flicking us off on the way out like a little kid. Yeah.
He crazy.
That's one of my favorite places.
It's different. Like,
I'm about to say,
I don't know how it is for you, like growing up in growing up in Tennessee, and like I guess growing into that hatred, because like I didn't know there was a hatred until I like got here. So it's like I didn't know. But then once I played, I think after the first time I played him, I was like, oh yeah, it's you know what it is with
like
that.
They were never good when I was here. They were never good, so it didn't matter when I was here.
Be honest, I'm kind of glad that they are good now because it makes the rivalry better.
Yeah.
Like I'm tuned in. I'm like, this is gonna be. I got to get my popcorn ready. It's about to be a show, you know. But before we move on, speak on that Friday or just Friday and Saturdays in general that year. With those 2 horses that y'all had.
Yeah.
You know,
the dynamic
before
duo.
the game, how they are in the locker room, like give the fans and the audience, you know, behind the scenes, what it was like.
In the locker room, if you know Leiter, he's more quiet. But you know Rock, like he knows when it's his time. So he's getting amped up. He's talking to people. He's playing music, having a good time. He's not really the one.
He wasn't like that. He wasn't like that in 2019, bro.
He's not the one to just sit there and be in his locker before he pitched.
In 2019, he kind of was like
he wasn't like in his locker, but he'll have his headphones on.
Yeah,
and
he was to himself. He did all his stuff to himself, and then he kind of even once he started getting success in 2019, he was still just to himself. Yeah. He was never like
outwardly. Nah.
Yeah, it was never to us until like once he was done pitching and stuff like that, then he was like he was Rock. Or when he was on the mound, he was Rock. But like before, he was Rock. But it was like he was just in his zone.
Nah, go ahead and speak on it a little bit more.
He was cool and he was like lively, have a good time, always smiling. Like before, Leiter was serious. Really? Leiter was being with his headphones on. Mm-hmm. Got his little journal, do his thing. Like he knew what he was. He knew what he was about to do when he went out there. How he was about to attack everybody.
Carve them up.
And he was going out there. But teams, you get demoralized. You got to face Rocker on Friday.
Run into that buzzsaw.
And if Rock dominates you, then you got to come back and face
Leiter on Saturday.
And I faced them both, and it's not.
It's 1A and 1B, bro.
Coin flip as to who you're gonna be able to see better that day. But literally, them two, they brought us all that success because we won one game. We're like, we're gonna win this next one.
We know we got 2.
We're gonna win 2 out of 3
we know we got
in
2.
most weekends. And I don't think we lost a series that weekend. Like weekend series, we might have lost Oklahoma State. And that was like one of the first weekends. But besides that, I can't really name too many weekends where we went out there and didn't win the series. So, yeah, they were fun to play with because two different people.
Yeah.
I think like they learn from each other on the field, but off the field, like Lighter's here and Rocky's here.
Yep.
And their crowds are a little different, but they're still the boys. So like, and it's like I hang out with Lighter all the time now that he lives in Nashville, and I still talk to Rock. So it's like everybody's cool.
Nice. Speak on some goals you have for this year.
I think haven't really thought about any because I typically don't set any goals. I just kind of want to go out there and just like I'm finally that older guy in the team. I'm not like a senior like you were in 20 and you were as well, but I'm a junior and I've been here for 3 years. I've always kind of had to lead by example, and it's like now I can be a little more vocal behind the scenes because I'm a junior and I've been here a little longer. So I'm kind of just focused on like ushering the younger guys in, like making sure they feel comfortable and making sure like they know that they're going to be able to get better over time. And they might not be where they are right now, but it's like we were all in those positions at once too. Yeah. It's like we had those periods where we went back to our room and it's like, I don't know if this is for me. And it's like they might have those now. So it's kind of just letting them know like there's light at the end of the tunnel. So just keep pushing for it. That's pretty much it. And I want to win a natty. Like, I can't leave.
Hey, bro, you in a conversation with.
I can't leave unless I get that done. Like that's something like. No. I feel like if I leave without doing that, my time here is incomplete.
No, but
just because I want to be known as the same group that you guys are in as natty champs, and it's like feeling. All the rest of the best have natties. You got Swanson, Price, Rock, all those guys is like
Price don't got one.
Oh, Price don't got one.
Nah. Price don't got one.
Oh no,
that's
right.
the OG, but him.
Yeah. But you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%.
But literally, I want to be known as that. Like I talk about legacy all the time. It's
hell
like, yeah. That's something I need.
Your legacy.
Yeah.
That's the icing on the cake, bro. That's the icing on the cake. Ain't no better feeling. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, when you get that third out, there's no better feeling in the world.
Yeah.
But you definitely got the right mindset. Lead them guys and just take it day by day, dog. For sure.
Last thing, I guess, talk a little bit about adversity. As athletes in general, we know about adversity. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. All right. So get comfortable with it. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
At whatever point in your 3-4 years, it's going to happen. And you're going to have those days where it's like dog, like it's rough right now. So it could be fall ball. It can be during the season, leading up to the season. I guess just speak on it because you had a moment in your freshman year, maybe it was 2 series or 1 series where you kind of dipped a little bit, but then you picked it up all the way through. So I guess just speak on adversity in general.
You're gonna deal with it, so you might as well get comfortable with it. If your training is easy, then you're not putting yourself in positions to feel adversity at all. If you feel adversity in your training, it's gonna better prepare you to go out there and have success. And that's just the fact is like I've had weekends where I've been the player of the week, and the next week I can't even get a hit. I can't get a hit.
That's baseball, bro.
Or I'll have a crazy stretch of 30 at bats and then be like 2 for 30. Yeah. It's like that's baseball. So you really got to be comfortable with your routine and know that you built your routine, and that's what's preparing you to play. A lot of people are result driven, and it's like that doesn't get you anywhere. Like you're probably struggle more that you're result driven than process driven. It's like I learn how to be process driven.
Yeah, don't glaze over that.
Right.
That's important to talk about.
Your routine, your process is everything for me. It's like those 2 things on a daily basis are what I'm emphasizing in my work.
No.
And good game, bad game, I'm not changing my process. Because I know I built that routine and it's going to help me succeed, but it's like it just may not be my time for me to succeed right now. But I just got to stay patient and keep working for it.
The routine going to help you get out of that 2 for 30.
Right.
That's what it's there for.
A lot of people have a bad stretch and they're looking to change something or change a routine.
It's so easy to
spiral.
So cool.
Right.
It's so easy to
make that one change.
You start changing everything else and you're looking into a whole different thing. Yeah. And it's like, for me, I'm staying the same regardless. It's like, I'll go back to my room after 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, and it'll be like nothing happened.
It'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm not going to change how I act off the field or my relationship with girlfriend, how I talk to my parents, family. I'm not going to just go into a ball. Like, that's not what I do. I'm going to stay the same, and I'm just going to show up the next day and work the same way, and that's it.
No, I think it's so big because with me working with kids with the foundation, and you talk about the social media era and everything is just all results based. It's so huge, and just teaching kids, but really the parents, because it really be the parents that mess it up for everything. It's not these kids. It's the parents of the process, and really learning everybody's process is different when it comes to whether it's baseball, football, whatever sport it may be. Like, and the aspect of working when nobody's watching. Like, everybody want to post their workouts on social media and all that stuff, but it's like they don't really understand how much work you actually have to put in. And I mean, take the things from Vanny, you talk about the training aspect. You have to train way harder than you do in the game. And I try to instill in our kids' mindset, if you want to be considered one of the best, you should be dominating in your arena now. And the only way you're going to be able to dominate if you're training harder, because the game is going to be easier. Because most of these kids nowadays, they don't understand what that actually means to work hard because of social media and all those things. And I think young kids, you listening, you hearing it from one of the best in our game right now. I think that's huge, just to hear you talk about that and how it doesn't change. You take a great from 1980 and you take a great from 2020, they still do it the same way.
Yeah.
So
I think that's huge. I think social media has been so negative in terms of like building the game, just because, like we talked about earlier, is that false sense of confidence. And it's like you got kids now posting their workouts. Oh, I hit 95 new PR exit velocity off a tee. Is like you don't hit the ball off a tee in a game.
That shit's moving, buddy. It's moving at 95.
And you spoke on it earlier, like you didn't play when you were 11 years old, but you got kids worrying about being 11. You're All-American. You're All-American in college, about to, God willing, get drafted.
Hey, which one really mean high. More? Which one mean more? which one you want?
And a lot of the kids that were the top dogs when we were 12.
Where they at?
They don't play baseball anymore. And that's just a fact. They don't play baseball. They're just trying to figure it out, but they're not having success at the next level like they thought they would. They peaked early, and then they had all these people telling them how good they were. And it's like, that's no disrespect to them either, but at the same time, it's like you gotta stay patient and wait for your time. And it's like, that's the one thing about everybody's like, why am I not getting recruited at this time? It's all different.
Yep.
Or how can I get recruited? It's like, if I tell you how I got recruited, it's not going to be the same for you. It's not going to be the same for you. So it's different. So you just kind of got to put your head down, work hard. Yeah. And it's going to come when your time comes. And that's just it.
No, it's real. Like all four of us had different recruiting process. We end up in the same spot.
Same spot.
And what does Corb say about getting people through the door? He always says in the first meeting, it doesn't matter how you got there.
Hey, he must have I've been out of that meeting a couple years now.
It doesn't matter how you got there, but we got you here and we're all in the same room.
You do say that.
Yeah. And that's it.
Real.
That's real.
So now we go to work as a group.
On that one.
I felt that in my spirit just now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
We got a snack for him.
Huh? We got some Pringles in there.
Yeah. Go ahead,
go
get
ahead and get them out.
Pringles?
Yeah, I heard if you eat Pringles, kids, it gets you fast like Enrique.
Yeah, you more Pringles running 6'1".
Put some unnecessary
flavor though.
fat.
Get the flavor. You want to run like Enrique.
Go ahead,
literally,
man. Yeah.
So I'll take a can of these and I'll eat it in one sitting.
I'm trying to tell you. Y'all want to be fast like Enrique.
You can't advertise that. That's definitely not good.
Eat your Pringles.
What's like side note? What's like your pregame? I know that Vanny has like snacks in the snack room, the nutrition room. What's like your go-tos either before workout, after workout, or before game, post game?
That smoothie from Smoothie Kings. That's that's king.
Smoothie do be hitting.
The Smoothie King. After you get done with BP.
The one problem is like when we go through BP in a training segment, you got your 2 defensive groups.
Yeah.
On a game day, I'm never taking my second group.
Nah.
I'm going to hit, take my first group, and I'm going back inside. So I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to eat. I'm going to just chill.
So that's the rice and chicken?
Yeah.
I used to
rice and
pre-games,
chicken.
Yeah,
we
got the pre-games. We got the Chipotle, and they bring the house for us now.
It's different.
Y'all got
Chipotle, bro.
It's different now, bro.
Hey, no, the rice and chicken and the rice and shrimp.
We used to get what's that?
We had Payway. We used to get Payway after the game.
Payway. We got what's the little place over there too?
Urban Cookout.
Urban Cookout. That's what
we still get Urban.
Five.
We still get Urban, but
5.
we got Chipotle, Tzatziki's.
Urban Cookhouse.
Tzatziki's is good.
Hey, where they at?
Tzatziki's also, if you listening. All right.
We'll eat during the podcast.
Yeah.
So literally, we got them right there. But after BP, I'm going inside. I'm grabbing 2 Gushers, 2 fruit roll-ups.
Hey, bro, time out, bro. You're supposed to be telling the kids how to eat healthy.
No, I'm eating sugar before the game. I'm drinking that smoothie.
Yeah.
But you gotta be careful with the smoothie. Some days it don't hit your stomach the same.
You want to be on that John.
In between innings, where Enrique at?
Nah, but I'm eating straight candy before the game. I'm taking the biggest meals, but then I'm gonna eat Gushers and fruit roll-ups and like those cereal granola bars.
Fire.
Those are fire.
Fire.
Those are fire.
Kid, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
No, that's actually you're supposed to. It gives you a nice little rush. It keeps you locked in.
I'm not trying to feel full.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like obviously I feel like I'm a little slower.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to feel kind of light, but I'm not trying to go out there on an empty stomach. So at that point, I'm drinking some of the smoothie and I'm eating straight sugar because I know like it's time to go. Like my adrenaline has to be there and it's gonna kick in when I walk back out through that door. So that's all I pretty much eat. What'd you eat?
Nothing. Look at him. He's still a little body.
Nuts.
He a little body. Pause.
Big pause. What's wrong with cuz?
We gotta edit. That's gonna get edited. I need that. That's gotta be clipped. I want that clip.
Honestly, the smoothie. We never took that second defensive. Let me see.
Bro,
it was one of those groups that we didn't take. I'll go back to
which
the locker
one?
room.
Oh yeah.
It's the last one always.
That was the last group.
Nobody's out there.
Yeah, me and Grizzy, we'll go get the smoothie, go back, chill, marinate's what we used to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Start your funnel.
Yeah.
Funnel.
Other fun.
Yeah.
That and then I don't know, bro.
You didn't eat.
I was a big peanut butter cracker guy. That was the biggest thing for me.
He like,
peanut butter cracker.
He was always
bro.
wondering why he wouldn't gain weight.
80 years old.
But peanut butter got a lot of protein in it, bro.
He don't eat
He didn't eat enough, bro. He was like
Yeah.
165 pounds soaking wet. All right, 175.
You can't hate on that because that's what I am right now.
I played at 178. 178, bro.
I'll probably get to like 170, 175 by the time I get back.
Hey, bro, what you at, bro?
Me? Yeah. I'm at 160, bro.
Okay.
Big body.
Okay. What would you play? What was you playing at?
I played at 155.
Big body.
I played at 155, bro.
148.
Don't get offended.
Hey, 148.
You already know who put the most up in the weight room.
All right.
Well,
okay. Appreciate y'all. Like, comment, subscribe.
Hey, follow
Enrique,
the Instagram.
My guy, appreciate you coming.
Follow
through.
Enrique on the gram.
Appreciate
you,
us.
my dog.
You know,
Subscribe to the channel.
again, any other guests you guys want on the show, let us know in the comment section on Instagram, DM, all that type of stuff. And we'll do our best to get them on. And
Facts.
yeah.
That's it.
It's
We'll
been
see
real.
y'all.
We'll holler at you. Peace and love.